Hi, welcome back to Food and Whatever. This is your host Christina. Today we're going to be making tortas, which is it's an authentic Mexican sandwich, but I'm not going to make it the 100% original. I will put a little bit of my different touches. We're going to be using an array of different ingredients, a lot of very fresh ingredients. I'm going to have Mexican cream, the bread or bolillos, the kosher salts, of course, pepper, chili powder, cayenne for a little bit of spice. I'm not going to put jalapenos, but I am going to be using the cayenne pepper for the spice. I have thinly cut meat or la carne for los asadas. I got lettuce, peppers, cilantro, queso fresco, fresh cheese, onions, limes, tomatoes, and avocados. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some red peppers to add. And I'm going to go ahead and also cut some onion. I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm just going to do slithers. I'm not going to get them too thin. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut them a little bit thick. I'm going to go ahead and cut my tomatoes. And set these to the side. And I'm going to shred a little bit of my lettuce. But I'm not going to use all the leaves. So what I'm doing right now is rolling it and cutting it. So I can have those nice little shreds. And set these to the side also. Right now to my meat, what I want to do, I'm not going to make the whole thing. So I'm going to go ahead and see how big one of them is, which is, again, this is the carne asada one, so they are pretty big. All I want is one slice. I'm going to move this over here real quickly because I want to cut my meat. I don't want to do a whole slab. I want to go ahead and get my meat cut in the sizes that I want. So what I'm doing right now is bringing out another board that's specifically for me that I have, and I'm going to go ahead and shred, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it in the slices that I want. So you can either cut it the lengthwise, but I'm actually going to cut it widthwise. So as you can see, I have it in strips, and this is exactly what I want. I'm going to add a teaspoon of oil, and to this to a pan that I have, I'm going to start heating it up around medium, and I'm going to add another teaspoon of oil. Alright, to this I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add quarter teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to add 2 dashes of cayenne pepper. Like I said, I'm not going to put slices of jalapenos in it. I'm not too big of a jalapeno person, but I am going to add the cayenne pepper. And this is just 2 dashes of the chili powder. I'm going to bring my board over because I am going to get lime in it involved in the seasoning. Now with the lime, you always want to kind of roll it right here when you boil on something hard, so you can kind of get it soft and those juices flowing. And I'm going to cut the lime in half, and I'm going to squeeze some of that juice. And make sure that you get your meat mixed very, very well in your bowl. And the lime and the chili powder is making this meat smell so good right now. So I have my pan right now heated up with the oil that I have, and I'm going to go ahead and add the meat. I have refried beans that I made previously to taping the show. I do have another link that I did show how to make these refried beans. I use black beans, but if you want, you can use white beans, pinto beans, whatever your heart desires. So I'm going to go ahead. I didn't use the the green pepper because I went ahead and just used the red pepper. To a mixer, I'm going to go and add the Mexican cream. Normally I've seen them using it just plain, but I wanted to do a cilantro lime crema, so I can add that to the sandwich instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 cup of crema. And if you don't have crema, or you can't find it where you live, yogurt, plain yogurt you can do. Or if you don't have yogurt or you don't like yogurt, you can use sour cream. The reason I'm saying yogurt is because not everybody will find sour cream or Mexican cream where they might be living. I am going to use fresh cilantro, and I'm just going to go ahead and take off the stems in the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and drop half of the cilantro bushel in, and I'm going to use the other half of the lime and this. Also want to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to this. And this smells so good. The cilantro and the lime is amazing. You want to go ahead and blend it. Make sure that if you see that some of that sauce, the crema, is in the side, just go ahead and drop it down. I'm going to set this to the side. I'm going to check on my meat. I'm going to go ahead and turn it up to medium high because I'm going to go ahead and add the peppers and the onions to them. And as that's being cooked, I'm going to go ahead and drop in my bolillos in the oven. I have my oven at broiler or at 500 degrees so that my bread could get toasted inside. Make sure that you separate the layers of your onions so that it all can get cooked. I'm going to go ahead and open up an avocado, which I am going to add avocado slices to the sandwich. And the way I open it is I go ahead and go around with my knife, twist, and there I have it. You want to go ahead and open up the cut the slices that you want and the size inside the peel itself. You grab a spoon and start separating the edge of it around. And you will have all your slices and nothing in the peel. So I'm running over here. My meat is almost ready. I've got to check my bread, which is actually ready. And it's like I said, I want it nice and golden. I'm going to go ahead and start putting the sandwiches together. And oh my gosh, I wish you can smell all of this right now because it smells delicious. I also have queso fresco, which I will be cutting and crumbling on top. So I'm going to do layers right now. The first layer, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the bread is completely separated. The first layer that I want to do is the meat with the peppers and the onions. Gosh, this smells so amazing. Okay. You have those nice red and the purple from the red onion. Smells as good as it looks. I'm gonna go ahead and add my refried beans. If you don't want a glob of it, you can always spread it. I myself don't mind refried beans. I actually enjoy beans a lot. I grew up eating them as a child. So this to me is, I love it. I love tortas with a lot of beans on it. But again, if you yourself don't like beans, you can always omit it. I'm going to add some of the shredded lettuce. I'm going to go ahead and cut my tomatoes in half. And take this out so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to place the tomatoes, the avocado, and it's a stacker. This sandwich itself is a huge stacker. It's a meal in its own. It's like a Mexican sub. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab some of this sauce that I have, and I'm gonna put it on top. And to this cheese, I'm going to go ahead and take a slice of it. And it crumbles very well. You can grate it. But I'm just going to go ahead and crumble it on top, like so. I want little chunks of it on my sandwich. And this is a very salty cheese, so you got to be careful if you're not too big of a fan of salt. I'm going to go ahead and close it. And that is my version of a Mexican torta. As you can see, it has great, amazing colors in it. You got the nice toasty bun or the bolillo. You have the red from the peppers and the tomatoes. You got green avocado. You got that nice looking green sauce. Lettuce. You got that nice purple from the onions and the meat and the crumbled cheese. Now, like I said, this is the big daddy to eat, and I'm gonna have to cut it. So I'm trying to figure out how to cut it and not make a big mess out of this thing. Okay. All right. As you can see, you still can see those nice layers, and let's go ahead and go for the go. Amazing. Like I said, nice colors, bold flavors. You can add salsa to it, pico de gallo. It's not original. It is my version of it. But thank you for watching, and as always, enjoy, have fun. God bless. Hit me up on my webpage, foodandwhatever.com, and if you have any suggestions, comments, pictures to post up, you're more than welcome to. I would love to hear from everybody around and hear your comments, hear any suggestions. Thank you for watching.